before you start the clock, I just want to apologize for my emotionality and waving my arms and everything else. And to those that were there. But I want to videotape because people won't believe that I did that. So I want to send that to my friends. But the primary issue that I want to bring up is a very impassioned person, I don't know if he's here tonight, has wrote up about the issue of really feeling good about Port Orange. And I've never really had an issue, even with the crises, with the water billing issue and some of the issues that have come across. Those are things that can be fixed. Okay, those are not monumental issues. And for the most part, for the last 9 months or so, I've been pregnant with this LED lighting issue, and I've been a single issue person for the most of those 9 months. But I must admit, one of the issues that has been really neglected, and I think is a top priority, is the issue of the City of Port Orange employees. And at the budget meeting last night, there seemed to be some resistance or surprise that a 2.5% increase to employees to the City of Port Orange, who provide fantastic services. You know, we have festivals, we have all sorts of services, police, fire, and everything else. That's the envy of many cities. But yet, they sacrificed, during the periods after the economic downturn, like the council asked them to do, and other managers asked them to do. People were laid off, et cetera, et cetera. It's an austerity budget, or whatever you want to call it. So I think now, when I saw budget figures proposed for the golf course, proposed for the Liqueur project, I'm going, I don't think 2.5% is out of line. And I just couldn't believe, that's what prompted my comments at the budget meeting. I couldn't believe why would that be an issue. I think the city needs to retain, train, recruit, and build up, the employee base that I've interacted with for many years very positively, even with difficult circumstances. So there was this, very briefly, I can't get this thing.
You're finished.
Okay. Well, that report, I was wondering if you guys are going to act on.
All right. Thank you.
Susan Stewart Griffin.
Good evening, Council. I am not Mr. Port Orange, I am not Mrs. Port Orange, and I am not running for office. The reason I introduce myself like this, my name is Susan Stewart Griffith. I've lived here for over 30 years. I've been on Stewart Avenue for the past 20. I am involved in community service, and the reason I am introducing myself like this is because I think that there is a lack of protocol in how certain individuals portray themselves in front of this council and at this podium. I am tired of the crap, and I know that you, Mayor, do not like the word crap. So
I've heard worse.
I know you have, and I have too. We work in construction. I am tired of the crap that has been going on in this city. And in previous years, city employees' spouses have not voiced their concern, but I will not do that any longer. I am tired of this. I do believe that protocol needs to be established. There were 2 individuals that spoke last week. One did not identify himself at all, and the other one is using an alias name. Our public participation policy states that people that stand at this podium in front of council are requested to name themselves and state their address. And I think those rules need to be adhered to. I would like you guys to establish a policy. I would like it to be amended. And notice I am saying I. I am representing myself and my family. Other people stand here and say we in the City of Port Orange taxpayers. They are representing their own interests for whatever purpose. okay? I would like protocol to be established. I do not want people standing up here using it for politicking for future elections. I do not want people standing or sitting in this front row with advertisings for their future political aspirations. This meeting is a business meeting, and you and the rest of us should conduct ourselves under those considerations. That is my first issue. My second issue is, back on May 21st, 2013, two individuals were appointed to the Audit and Budget Advisory Board. One was Mark Schaefer, and one was a gentleman supposedly named Ted Noftel, which is not his legal name. No one lives in Port Orange named Ted Noftel. Because of this, because of both of these unfortunate appointments, I went to the county clerk, or to our city clerk, to see their applications. Neither of these individuals, despite all of their numerous requests for paperwork.
And I'm sorry, but...
Well, I'll continue the next meeting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sonya Laney?
Past them when there's 3 different types of documents.
Was the recess?
Yes.
To be a test?
No test.
No test. Okay, good.
I'll let y'all get it first. Look at it.
Taking one pass.
Greg, don't you give us enough reading?
Good evening, Sonya Laney. What you have before you tonight, I'm providing to you as a certified public accountant. I've come up here on several occasions and discussed, I guess, the fun of many, with regards to employees and how employees are handled within the city of Port Orange. And clearly, there's obviously a problem with the mass exodus of employees, and we can cite whatever reason we want to cite. But what I have not heard, and what is extremely frustrating to me as a citizen, I'm hearing the meter run. And let me explain to you what I mean. As people leave, or as mistakes occur, or as the undermining internal control issue, which is your people, when people are at unrest at their job, they're costing me dollars because they're too busy focused on what's going on outside the workplace and not what's going on inside the workplace. And then when they are inside the workplace, they're worried about who's leaving today or who might leave tomorrow, who's saying what about so-and-so. They're also worried about the politics, they're also worried about the dynamic of the council, but they're not hearing any support. That's the one thing. Well, maybe they are. Maybe y'all are coming down here and offering the support. But I haven't heard on this dais, and things have been going to hell in a handcart for the last 8 months. I have not heard one comment, not one, about getting the leadership back at the council level and bringing the organizational culture back to the people, back to your employees, because your employees are what are serving the citizens. And if the employees are making mistakes, they're costing us a ton of money, and if we're consistently turning over employees, they're costing us a ton of money, and it has to stop. So what I've provided to you, since a lot of people don't like to take what I say at face value, is something that's written by other accountants. There's 3 documents. You have one that's written by COSO, that's the Treadway Commission. They are commissioned since the early 90s to provide transparency in financial reports via internal control framework. That's what they are commissioned to do. They write internal control framework programs, which we as CPAs have to follow. The other thing that you have in front of you is the...
I'm sorry, I have to end now because I'm limited to 10 minutes on a video section, but I'll return and pick it up from here a little later in the day.